Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Phoenix completely trusts Dahlia. Dahlia and we first met about 8 months ago right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side anyway. Oh, so he's an art student but studying to be a lawyer on the side? How's that work? Sounds difficult, you know? Trying to learn 2 things at once. I mean, I guess he's like a double major in that sense. Or at least a law minor. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set my eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. Ha ha ha. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this."
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I'll share my happiness with the whole world. Small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. I feel like he's a little obnoxious, this Phoenix. Love-struck Phoenix. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne, 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... Well, this happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse? Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these 2 cases, am I correct?
There's always a connection with another case, isn't it? Well, maybe not always, but very likely in the Phoenix Wright games, there's always going to be some sort of relation to another case, with the case that we're doing right now. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Oh, thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving.
Okay. What is this? Newspaper clipping? Murder in the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, people are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Okay, interesting. 8 months ago, August 28th? Not August, rather. It's, what am I, September? Wait, I'm so horrible when months are converted into numbers. I don't know. Like June, July... No, it's August. Yeah, it is August. I was right the first time. August 28th. Anyway. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Was it? I mean, in real time, it was less than 20 minutes. To be continued. Alright. I feel like this tutorial case is longer than the other ones. Or maybe not, I don't know. Maybe not actually. I don't know, let's see. I feel like usually the tutorial cases are pretty short. Maybe it was just the first one though. Yeah. Actually, hold on just a second again. Okay, alright. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. Okay, Dahlia Hawthorne, Phoenix's girlfriend. What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you emit a glow of complete sincerity. Ah, butterflies, out of nowhere. I can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I will bash it with my gavel. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. I was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor's all mine. No, the honor's all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. These dated references. Sir. Is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever is on your mind. I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it. Yes, I can see why you'd say that. She's gonna be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap it all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. Look at her shoujo eyes. Very shoujo. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking up behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. The young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth. But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Teehee, you haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey, we know each other? What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we've met before, once.
In any case, Miss Fay, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fay. Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry. Japanese Senryu poetry. I don't know what that means. Sounds cool.
Oh, how wonderful. Is that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches his age, sleep is his best friend.
That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis.
For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the corridors, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation? Maybe.
They're talking behind the building.
So who is this Dougie person? Or Dougie? Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow, and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? Cry. Sob. I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Fay. Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please go on. What did you see next?
Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? There's a contradiction here, but for now, let's press her some more, actually. I'll hold off until looking into it deeper, though it's necessary.
Please continue.
Okay. Now I want to see more information, actually. And what did Mr. Wright say when he saw you? I'm sorry. I was so flustered that I really don't remember. Please forgive me. You don't remember?
Well, that's common enough. Sometimes I can't recall a sentence that passed only minutes prior.
Please, someone, anyone, stop him before he gets hurt. By me. When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. Drugs? Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow, they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just, they all seemed kind of excited about something.
Doesn't look like I'm gonna get any more info about the students.
So did the students call the police? Yes, I was just so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Yeah, that means I'm gonna have to dig deep to find a contradiction on this one.
Dig deep.
I think it's this one, right? Never touch the victim, eh? I don't believe you. Even though it's bad for a client. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never.
Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness.
I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that, I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defense palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Doggy.
Doggy, 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 doggy. Doggy.
You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Doggy fell to the ground. And in that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant Phoenix Wright and the victim, Doug Swallow. Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. So then, when did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Okay.
Pharmacology student. But how could the student know what's going on? No sure, they all just excited. Okay, that was the last statement we already pressed. Okay, we already pressed everything. Should I press this again, maybe? Let's just Doug again. It didn't look like they were fighting. I didn't hear anything unusual either. You didn't hear anything, you say? There's something, wasn't there? The Phoenix's testimony, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. And apparently you didn't hear anything unusual? I'd say that was unusual, a loud sound. You say you didn't hear anything unusual, is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that. If you were really that close to the two of them, why did you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap, just like that. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Well... May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. I had my AirPods on. God damn it. Oh no, she had her AirPods on. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradiction in her testimony after all. Wait a second, Mia. Testimony just now. He said something that could totally change this whole case. He was listening to music. Didn't that happen in a different case? Larry Butts was listening to like a radio program, whatever. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. She didn't hear anything. I mean, that's what she said just now. That's her excuse for not hearing the loud snap. But she did mention Thor. Thor? Thor? Thor was around? No, well, obviously, thunder and lightning. Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Okay, maybe I was overthinking that. Now is not the time for a science lesson, Mr. Fay, or Miss Fay. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? I mean... Okay, I thought that was a joke answer, actually. But I guess maybe? That's a possibility, unlikely that it is. Oh, I must admit that a thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. It could happen. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that non-guilty now. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fay. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day of that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Pay? Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. Like, I don't know how to say this word. Affidavit. And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the lab lost power all of a sudden at around 3 o'clock p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 o'clock p.m. Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim dies as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. Not a lightning strike at all, as it turns out. According to students, the cables are very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. Smallest bump. The old cable broke due to some sort of impact at 2:55 p.m. However, there's one thing that troubles me. Wait a minute, for... April 9th? Yeah, okay, April 9th, the same day. Okay, I was thinking maybe it was a different day, I don't know why. I don't know. Did I misinterpret the month of the death or something? Or maybe I just misremembered. Anyway, there's one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it had been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Fay, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? What did it cause? What caused the cable to break? What caused the cable to break? I don't know. Someone threw a rock? Someone threw something? This umbrella, maybe? I mean, I don't know. I mean, the umbrella supposedly it broke because the guy fell on it. And then what? I don't know. There's no way it could have, like, I don't know, like flown from below his body and then fell on top of the wire and then broke it? That kind of makes no sense to me. Some sort of impact. It was Grossberg. No, he's right. No, that's our client. Suicide? Hawthorne. Pain. What was it that caused the cable to break? I mean, the only object on the scene was the umbrella, right? Let's see. I don't see anything else. Let's give it a shot. I mean, I can only assume that maybe someone used an umbrella to break the wire? I don't know. How tall is that? How tall is the pole? Can you reach it with the umbrella? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so, though. I mean, who else was there? There's only one other person. It was Dahlia, right? We can accuse her of being the culprit? Maybe? Because when you think of murder, it's either Wright or someone else at the scene of the crime. It could have been only Dahlia in that case. We don't have any other like list of suspects other than Grossberg and Payne, but they weren't involved, and obviously Wright is who we're defending, so we can't say it was him. Well, it's not Doug Swallow because he's dead unless it was a suicide. That's why I mentioned suicide, maybe. But like, why would he commit suicide just then? Especially with electroshock. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. And then the judge just asked, like, who or what was it that caused the cable to break? We can maybe, because maybe he's saying who because a person is an option, maybe. We can accuse Dahlia Hawthorne of murder. Let's do that for fun. This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Maybe. Well, Your Honor. I believe that the only thing that snapped is the mind of the defense. Okay, well, that was one of your best lines yet, Your Honor. Nope. That's wrong. Let's hear it. Okay, so, I mean... Okay, I guess that was a wild guess anyway. Maybe not. Because what else can break... Why? I assume, like... I mean, I think, like, cable cutters? Then again, say it was old, right? I mean, the umbrella, I guess. That's the only other object. Cold Killer X? They threw the bottle into the wires. That wouldn't cause it to break, would it? It's only the umbrella, right? That's the only thing I can think of. That was an object at the scene of the crime. That could have been thrown at the wire, maybe, and then broke it? That's hard to believe, but... I guess it's a possibility. What? Really? Not that either. Okay. What caused the cable to break? Your power cable broke due to some sort of impact at 2:55 p.m. 2:55, 2:55, 2:55, 2:55, 2:55, 2:55, 2:55, 2:55. Now look at this watch. I mean, it says... How do you read it? It's like 3, right? After 3? I don't know, I can't... it's hard to, like, you gotta, like, flip it around. That's after 3. What could have caused the cable to break? You know, good thing we don't have any penalties. I guess this is like the tutorial case, so it's very forgiving. My badge caused it to break. What caused it to break? What caused it to break? What caused it to break? That's something that happened 8 months ago. That makes no sense. You know, maybe it was Phoenix? He pushed Doug Swallow to the ground, and the impact shake the ground for the wire to then break? Maybe? We're hard to believe. He simply pushed him on the ground. Maybe he pushed him on the pole, though, maybe? That would make sense. So you push it on the pole, then he hit his back on the pole, then it sent some vibrations to the cable, and since it was like an old cable, it simply just fell, you know? Something like that. That would implicate Phoenix, though. It's not good. Let's try it, I guess? I don't know. That might be wrong. I don't know. Maybe? Your Honor, please take it back to Mr. Wright's testimony. It doesn't look good for us, though, we say that. The defendant's testimony. He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened around 3 o'clock p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that? The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. Okay. I didn't really catch that, but I guess that it's a hint. The umbrella itself, being next to an electrical pole, is the hint that that's where he initially got pushed at, I guess. That's where he initially was, in the beginning, when he got pushed by Phoenix Wright. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Wow! In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order in the court. The lamentations of my enemy, how I've longed to hear them. It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done... Mr. Judge, sir, may I ask something? Or may I say something, rather? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She says some things are a little different than I remember them. What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge. Of course it's alright. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony. This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. That's when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm so sorry, Feeney, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dogi. Doji. I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeny. So that's why you basically lied to the court? I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge?
Yes?
Would you please forgive little old me? Of course he won't. What you did is called perjury.
Oh, come on now. It's just a little old white lie. I won't forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge. You know, maybe this is why perjury is so, like, prevalent in this judge's court.
Not at all.
The judge has better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. Yeah. Mia's very suspicious of this Dahlia. Very manipulative, maybe? You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed in an electrical pole. I know he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be.
Oh, really?
But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to the music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold.
Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on.
Cheer them on? What do you mean by that?
Well, I wished the best for both of them, and that they would give the fight their all.
That's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
What happened after that? Just cheer both of them on, I guess. That's weird. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket? On the back?
Well, no, there weren't.
Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he?
Less than a minute.
Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable. Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold.
I don't figure out the contradiction here. It's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia. Think.
Push him twice. I mean, she did say that, I was thinking, yeah, the first time I was like, you know, that if he was pushed twice, then there would be fingerprints, right? But she did say that he crashed to him, right? So we can't really use that as a contradiction, I don't think. Time of death. 3 o'clock. 2:55 p.m. Wow, okay. First time I was into electrical pole. That's when the cable broke, okay? Then Dougie tried to his best to run away from him. But Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. It all occurred in less than a minute. From behind. I mean, I don't know. Does that make sense? Crashed into him from behind. They got hit, shoved into the power pole, and then the cable fell down. Then supposedly he ran away, then Phoenix, like, football tackled him, and then he supposedly fell into the cable, I guess? From his back? And then he fell on his back. Got electrocuted and fell on his back. What's wrong with that? I don't know.
occurred in less than a minute. This is kind of like... This is like splitting hairs, but it didn't happen in less than a minute. It took at least 5 minutes, or at least at his watch anyway, about 10-ish minutes, 10 minutes I guess, in total. All happened in less than a minute. How do we show that though? Do we show the autopsy or the cable impact? I mean, she mentions both, the cable snapping and the electrocution. I think both of them could work, you know? I want to show the watch as well. There's the watch, there's the autopsy, and there's the testimony of the cable breaking. So technically it wasn't less than a minute, it was more. At least 5, you know? At least 5 minutes. It wasn't less than a minute, it's 5 minutes. So hopefully I'm right. That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Okay, yeah, 3:05. Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Whoa! Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order in the court. This is nonsense. The real murderer? Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? Play her little bangs, and there's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene was there a window of opportunity for the real killer. Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready. Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who is the real killer? It's my badge! You know, it's very interesting that, the first and last time I wore it was a year ago. Are we wearing it right now? I don't know. Mia doesn't wear her badge, but, Phoenix always did in his games. So again, I guess we're back to I was wondering who's a suspect. Back to like wondering who the suspect is. Again, it's not Grossberg, it's not Payne. Phoenix is our client, and this guy's dead. So the only possible suspect is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? I mean, we only have 5 people here, so. And also, Mia's very, very suspicious of Dahlia's. I mean, maybe she's a little evil. Who knows? Maybe she is the true murderer. It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. What? How can you? The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the man dearest to you. Order, Miss Faye. Why? That is to say. Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the 2 men fighting on that day, however. After Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. What? By your very own hands. How can you say something so mean, Madam Fay? I didn't do anything.
Miss Fay, this is a very serious
Your Honor! But please, I have something I want to say! Achoo!
What is it?
Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Fay. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. I love her. She couldn't have done it.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Ah! Achoo! Objection! Achoo! Leave my Dolly alone! Ah!
That boy. He's got himself in way over his head.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found a police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping.
Oh, thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
You'd better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
You know, maybe that's why she was, all angry, you know, when, Phoenix was showing off his girlfriend. Somehow Mia lost her boyfriend. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria, August 27th, 4 o'clock p.m. Victim, Diego Armando, age 28. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Dahlia Hawthorne, eh?
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, May I interrupt you for a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you worry, my dear. I have this situation well in hand. Go right ahead. Madam Fay, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet doggy? Dougie? Is it Doug? I don't know. Anyway. Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. I'm sorry, please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. Basement cafeteria, is that? I guess there's a cafeteria in the basement. Is that a normal thing? I don't know. And then, the same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony about what?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What could that possibly have to do with the case? The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she in fact had a very good reason.
Very well then, the court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on just for a little bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge. You're ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne?